Welcome to another edition of 3 No More Than 5 in 5 from the very wild. This is my Recipes of Leadership series, and today's episode I'm going to call the Socratic Method. I didn't really know what the Socratic Method was all about until I got to college. And I got a rude awakening when I happened to take a constitutional law class and learned that my professor was Dr. Hobbs. Everyone said, if you get Professor Hobbs for con law, it's going to be a torturous quarter. Be prepared. Those are the only 2 words of advice we can give you. And I'm like, be prepared for what? Well, apparently Dr. Hobbs is a huge fan of the Socratic Method, and he expected every student to do their reading, to understand the case law, to be able to cite the case and the points involved in those cases, as he was known for calling on people in class. Didn't matter how big or small the class was. Big could be 300 to 500 students. He had a roster, and he just picked somebody out and start to ask questions about the assigned reading and start to promote conversation around your knowledge of the various case law. Scared the heck out of me. That was the most frightening class I had at UCLA. But it was also a class that taught me something. Dr. Hobbs, even though he probably would never be able to pick me out of a lineup, there were probably 300 people in that class or more. Even though he didn't really know me, I visited his office hours a few times, but there's no way he could pick me out of a crowd. He taught me accountability. He taught me the importance of doing the work. And if I didn't do the work, all that anxiety and tension and stress that came upon me was no one's fault but mine. He taught me that it was important to understand and be prepared for what was coming ahead. So if there is one component of my recipe of leadership that Dr. Hobbs gave to me, it was that sense of accountability, and something that I did use quite a bit in my career development. I'd come up with little ways to send emails and follow-ups to my team to check in, see what the progress was on the work. And while some didn't like it, I think I have a blog post about that. I wrote about it somewhere. Fear of the follow-up? I don't know. Anyway, while some people didn't like that I held them accountable, what it did do was help my team elevate its performance, grow to recognition, and become a really effective team. Accountability is hard. You got to do the work. You got to be prepared to follow up. You got to make sure you execute and do it in the timeline that's given to you. Dr. Hobbs probably had no idea that me, sitting in his class, would take that lesson of accountability and apply it directly into the way that I led as I grew in my career. But I thank him. His class was the hardest fought B- of my academic career. But I'm really proud of that B- because I know I worked hard for it. And he taught me how to be accountable to that hard work to learn and to grow. So I share that with you as one in my series of recipes of leadership. Thank you, Professor Hobbs, wherever you might be, whatever you might be doing, for the lesson you taught me and that I was able to apply. So stay tuned for another round of Recipes of Leadership, the series, whether it's in written form or vlog. Thanks for joining the conversation. And until next time, cheers.